Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Like I said a little earlier before some new folks joined in, thank you so much for giving us a little bit of your time this morning. I know everyone has a lot going on, so we really appreciate that. Today's presentation on doing business with Montgomery County is geared for businesses new to doing business in the county, as well as businesses that are new to the government space. So a little bit of background in terms of what procurement does and kind of what our goals are. We do try to maximize our value and competition to our Montgomery County residents. Our procurement office obtains goods, services, as well as construction using a variety of procurement methods, and we do so for the departments that make up Montgomery County government. So if you're doing business in the county, it is also important to note that we do have other county agencies like Montgomery College, Montgomery County Public Schools, Park and Planning, and WSSC that operate under their own laws, some including state, so they would have their own procurement offices that you would need to route through. Our purchasing methods include multiple source selection, which includes formal competitive solicitations, informal solicitations, as well as open solicitations, and then small purchases, which I will mention towards the end, that are delegated directly to using departments. So what are some of the key things to consider in doing business with Montgomery County? First, if you have not visited, I would encourage everyone to visit our website. You will see it on the handout that hopefully is posted in our chat, and that is montgomerycountymd.gov/pro. And it's important to go on our website because there's lots of information that you can access at your convenience that is available. We also have a lot of different resources that we have added, including how to do videos on our website. And our website was also recently revamped. So if you have already visited it in the past but have not seen it recently, I would encourage everyone to do so. You also want to make sure that you are registered to do business with Montgomery County government specifically. We have our CVRS website, which is our central vendor registration website that's hosted by a third party. And the handout has the direct link to that as well. And by going through CVRS, not only do you register with Montgomery County, but you can also select to register with other county agencies that I mentioned earlier. And it allows you to contact those agencies directly for procurement opportunities, not only for Montgomery County government, but ones that those agencies may have as well. There's a couple of features on our website that I would like to highlight as part of doing business with the county. You will see an updated listing of the county's formal, informal, and open solicitations on our website under Contracts and Solicitations tab. These are free. We do not charge. You can download them at no cost. And we also have a shortened scope review. So if you're not sure if it is a solicitation that aligns with the competencies of your business organization, then you can take a look at that quick scope review to determine whether or not the full solicitation is one that you want to pursue. We also list all of our proposed awardees on our website. So under proposed awardees tab, you will see those vendors who have been proposed for an award under a county solicitation. We also have bid tabulations. So if you have responded to a formal bid, an invitation for bid, you will see a tab for bid tabulations, and that will tell you who responded and what their apparent low bid was. It's important to note when you are responding to Montgomery County that the bid opening only reads who the apparent low bidder is, after which the county does do a review to make sure that the requirements of that bid have been met and all of the pricing has been included. We also want to focus you on our comprehensive FAQ section. So if you go to, I believe, vendor resources, there should be a tab on our frequently asked questions. And it's important because a lot of the questions that you may have, where do I go to register? What are some of the compliance programs and what's their eligibility? What happens if my bid is late? How can I get the bid results? All of these general questions we've already listed for you and answered. So these are available for you at any time. I also want to point out that we have a contract search function, and that search function allows you to see any current Montgomery County contract. And that's important for a couple of reasons. It's important for planning because you can search through it in multiple ways. You can search through it by looking at contracts that are expiring a year from now and that don't have renewal periods available. This allows you to plan a year in advance as to what may be coming up in the county. It also allows you to see what is the county buying, what are our current needs, and how can your business best meet those needs and those opportunities. And if you provide something that is unique or that may be a niche or something that you believe that the county needs, but you don't see that we have a current contract for, then that's a great way to set your business apart and a great way to market yourself to the departments within Montgomery County. It's important to note that we would still require some level of competition, but you are making a need known to us that we may have not otherwise considered. I also want to point you, if we go back, Bethany, if you could go to the formal solicitation page. We have here a couple of new resources that we have added. One is called Solicitation Projections. And if you go to that page, you will see a listing of upcoming projects and some estimated timeframes around those projects. So another great planning tool in terms of what the county's looking to procure and when we may be issuing that solicitation. And this page will be updated periodically, and it will also identify at the time that we're notified whether it's anticipated to be reserved under the local business or not. In addition to the projections page, if you go back to the formal solicitations, you'll notice towards the bottom of the page on the left-hand side, we have two maps, and these maps help give you a very high-level view of what our formal solicitations are and the process they go through from beginning to end. If you click on the RFP workflow map, you will see that there are different stages or phases in our solicitation process. And then we've also included a key for you at the bottom right. And the RFP process basically walks you through the different departments that play a role in the procurement process, and then what steps you may have to go through to lead to an ultimate contract. We have a very similar map, IFB, and we also have how-to videos posted on our website, will be posted shortly. Those are the main things that I wanted to kind of go over in terms of some new features, in terms of registration, and in terms of what the county purchases as a way to do business with the county. But I also want to give a couple of tips before I conclude. And that is, you have to play to win. If you are new to government space, new to Montgomery County, or even if you have participated but have not gotten a contract as of yet, it is important to continue to play because you have to play to win. And what do I mean by that? You have to continue to look at those opportunities that align with what your business does and continue to submit bids and proposals. I share this example because it's real, and it happened several years ago where a business came to the county. They sold a certain type of command vehicle, and they had done business in the District of Columbia. And they wanted to basically provide this to the county, and they wanted to see whether the county can just accept their purchase directly. And we indicated, we do have a competitive process, but we encouraged the vendor to respond. In that particular solicitation, our police department did issue a solicitation for a command vehicle. That particular vendor did not submit a response because he felt as though, the county's going to compete this. They should have just taken my product directly, and I probably won't get it. I share this example to highlight the play to win philosophy that I'm talking about. In that particular solicitation, we only received one response. So had the other business responded, they would have had a 50-50 shot at getting a contract award and entering into the Montgomery County space. So again, I encourage everyone to participate in the process because that is the first step in doing business with the county. If you have any questions during the solicitation process, we provide both technical and procurement specialist contact names for you right on the cover page of the solicitation. We encourage businesses to ask questions. If you see things in a solicitation that you feel require clarification, if you see something that you believe is outdated or no longer accurate, or something that the industry no longer supports, please bring that to our attention. We would much rather you share that while the solicitation is live on the street and give us an opportunity to review that information and provide a solicitation amendment if appropriate. The other thing I want to highlight is on our website, we have Contact Us. We provide the contact information of each of our procurement specialists, as well as the portfolio of contracts and departments that they are responsible for. We also provide a listing of contract administrators. So at the beginning of the presentation, I mentioned a direct purchase. Our direct purchases are $10,000 and below. And while that may not sound like a large dollar amount for someone who's new to doing business with the county, it's an excellent opportunity to get your foot in the door, to get your business name known, and to show the county what your business can provide and the services. The contract administration listing is not intended for mass marketing emails, but we provide that as a resource to businesses to be able to market yourselves directly to contract administrators within our using departments and be able to set up meetings to let them know the types of goods, services, or construction that your business can provide to the county. Sometimes you may be met with hesitation, and that's okay. If you are, you can certainly let them know that you attended a presentation and that you are there to make the department aware of what your business can provide. A meeting with a contract administrator is not to right off the bat get a contract. We can't give contracts away, but it is an opportunity for you to be able to market what you do. So should an opportunity arise, especially in the direct purchase threshold, they know who you are, they know you're out there and what your business can do for them. The last item that I would share on our website is our two tabs, actually. One is the tab that says local MFD wage, and I highlight that because there are multiple socioeconomic compliance programs that are implemented as part of our procurement process, and this tab will give you an overview of each of those compliance programs and when they are eligible. We also have a matrix on the website that will walk you through each of those programs with a summary view of the eligibility requirements. And then the last tab is our reports. This is something that not all businesses will search for, but I think it's really important as a business wanting to do business with the county. We update our annual record of procurements, and we have multiple procurement reports, as you can see. And it's important to see what have we done, how many actions do we do, where do we do the most of our business, and what are those source selection methods? How are our compliance programs tapped into those procurement opportunities? If you are a nonprofit agency, we have a report on our community grants that will highlight our timeframes. All of this information is just an added bonus and an added leg up that you would have over businesses who don't take the time to look at the reports. The other report we have, which is not on our website, but through the Office of Management and Budget, which is an e-report, and that lays out the county's approved budget. So whether you are in the capital arena, I saw at least one engineering company that had signed in, or whether you are in goods and operations field. That report or our annual budget that management budget hosts not only shows the county's budget by department, but it also shows the different programs that each department has been approved to pursue for that particular fiscal year. Another great planning tool to see what the county's going out for, so you can position yourself in advance for those opportunities. So those are some of the little tips I have and general information on how to do business with the county. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have specifically, or information that you feel would be helpful in doing business that I may not have covered. And you can either post it in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself and ask. And I think we have, all right, let me switch to the right chat. Okay, one other thing I did want to highlight is we do have a summary pocket guide. That link has been posted in the chat session for this meeting, and that pocket guide will give you some great links and information. We also highlight in there our terminology tab. So we do have procurement terminology posted on our website. So another great resource tool, if you hear acronyms like IFB, RFP, QSC, what does that mean? It can be daunting when you're trying to do business with a new agency, trying to understand what all of those terms relate to. And so we do have posted our procurement terminology on our website, and it's alphabetical and searchable. So it will allow you to have that hand tool right at your fingertips. So if there are no questions, don't be shy. Yes, I think I see someone. No, maybe they just wanted coffee. All right. Well, thank you guys very much. Again, I appreciate you spending part of your morning with the county. We are open for business, and we welcome you to participate in our process. Just remember, you have to play to win. And we do have a question that I don't know if Al or Grace or someone wants to answer. It's whether the woman-owned certification is different than MD.
Pam, did you want me to take that question?
Yes. Sure, that would be great, Al.
Oh, okay. Good morning. Let me see if I understand the question, first of all. In order to be certified as a minority business, Montgomery County is not certified. However, we do rely upon 5 certifications for which you will be recognized to participate in our program. And they are Maryland Department of Transportation, commonly known as MDOT, the SBA 8A certification, the WEBEC, which is the Women's Business Enterprise National Council, the Minority Business National Council, or Capital Region Minority Supply Development Council, and or the City of Baltimore. So if you hold either one of those 5 certifications, we will recognize you. You will be able to participate as a minority business. Did I answer your question?
All right. You have spurred some questions, Al, which is great. Thank you. So I see someone else has now posted a question. What are the chances of businesses outside of Montgomery County getting contracts under $10,000? So the county does have legislation it passed in support of our local small businesses, especially in this financial environment. Where for our direct purchases, we do have a goal where we encourage 50% of our direct purchases to go to local businesses. But we also support small businesses, MFD firms, and other non-local businesses in our procurement process. And so there are opportunities for the 10,000 and below direct threshold. So even if you're not a Montgomery County business, but you are, whether you're a large business, a small business, an MFD business, you are still welcomed and eligible to participate in the direct purchase process. And the departments are the ones who would monitor their goal levels. But yes, you're still eligible to participate. So there's a question here. How do I procure an industrial warehouse to commence the production of PPE and other medical products here in Montgomery County? So for that is more of a economic development type question. And while we don't do that particular line within our office, we can certainly post some resources in the chat of our Montgomery County Economic Development Corporation, as well as our business navigation resource tool. And those are the areas and organizations that would likely be able to assist you with that. Grace, if you're able to post the NCEDC, that would be great, or any other contacts that you have. Thank you. So you'll see the Montgomery County Economic Development Corporation link that Grace just posted. And they're the organization with Montgomery County that helps businesses to grow and expand and enter to develop a business in the county. Any other questions? So we also have the business portal that was posted. So that link is a link that gives businesses a variety of different resources from the economic development side as well. So any more questions before I give the mic to others? All right, if anything pops up, just please feel free to post it in the chat and we will make sure that we reach back out to you. I always encourage questions. Again, as the county, we need businesses just like you in order for us to do the programs and services that are critical to our departments. So you are key in our own growth. And whatever questions you have, small or large, no question is a dumb question. Every question is a learning opportunity. And from what I have found from prior presentations is questions you have, likely other businesses have too. So don't be shy to ask. All right. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Pam. And now we will have Michael Brown. He is the local business program manager, and Mike will talk about how to register in our vendor database. So I will turn it over to Mike. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Brown, and I'm the program manager for the local business programs with Montgomery County in the Office of Procurement. And today I just want to talk a little bit about getting registered as a vendor to do business with Montgomery County. The first step that you're going to have to take is registering in our central vendor registration site. If we can bring that up, Bethany. And this is the first step of, letting us know who you are, what types of products, goods, or services that you provide, and it puts you on the map to doing business with us. So first of all, you're gonna, right there on the side, you would hit the register button, and then that's gonna ask you just the basic information, your company name, tax ID number, and it's also gonna ask for your commodity codes. We use NIGP codes. So those are the codes that tie back to the goods and services that you provide. So it's important to take some time during this step here and make sure that you put as many codes as possible in your profile, so we know exactly what you do. And obviously you aren't going to know which codes correspond to different services. So at the top there's the box up there, and you can just put in an example of some of the services that you provide. Say if you want to say catering or construction, and hit return, it's going to show you what those codes are, and then you can just select, the codes that correspond to services that you provide. That's important because once you are registered in our system, if a formal solicitation comes out, then the system is going to automatically shoot you an email and let you know that there's something that we're currently advertising for that's tied to a commodity code that you have in your profile. So that's a way of making sure that you're, you're notified when there's something out on the street that we're competing for. So that's the first basic step. There's a few more questions, and then that's going to get you registered in our database as a vendor. Okay. Moving on from that, if you are also located in Montgomery County, there's benefit to being located here in the county. The first one is our local small business reserve program. And this is a set-aside program for certified local vendors in our database. They're in Montgomery County. And what it does, it puts solicitations reserved where only those who are registered with us and certified can actually bid on these opportunities. So it gives you, if you are a true small business, it gives you an opportunity to compete. And some of the larger guys in the field are not even allowed to participate. So it increases your chances of being successful. So with local small business, how do you qualify? One of the first things, obviously, is that you must be located in Montgomery County. Your principal place of business has to be located in the county. And we define that as the location in the county has to house more than 50% of your employees, or it must generate more than 50% of the revenue company-wide in order to qualify. So that's just the first part of it, making sure that you are truly local. In addition to that, we have employee thresholds, and we also have revenue thresholds. So for example, if you are a service-related business, you have to be under 100 employees, or your revenue has to be under $10 million on average over the previous 3 years in order to qualify. So that's basically for local small business. And like I said, once you have that certification, it really makes you stick out above and beyond just a regular vendor who's registered to do business with the county, because each county department is charged with spending 25% of their available procurement dollars with local small businesses. Okay, so if we're looking at, like Pam mentioned earlier, the direct purchase orders, those purchases under $10,000, departments, if they go looking in the database, searching by commodity code for a service that they're going to be using, if they see that you are identified as local small business and you're certified, if they do business with you at that DPO level, it's still going to be credit toward their 25%, over the board, over the, for their department on a whole, as far as contracting. So that's, one way that you're going to stick out and have an advantage. They're going to want to do business with you more so than, a vendor who's just in there but does not carry that certification. So it's just a benefit that, you don't want to pass up. If you are truly here in Montgomery County, I would definitely take advantage of it. All right, looks like we have a question in the chat. Okay, someone's in the email this morning. I will follow up on that. Let's see here. To acquire machinery and working capital. Right. Yeah, that seems like it's an economic development question. We can talk offline later on. We can get into more specifics with that. But I just want to go over in general some of the other local programs. So that's local small business. I'll be happy to answer any questions about that. Just go ahead and throw them in the chat. But I'm going to move on to the next certification that we have, and that's for local business. So the qualifications for that are similar to the initial local small business. Your principal place of business has to be located in Montgomery County to qualify for that. So we're not looking at revenue, we're not looking at number of employees or anything like that. So it's strictly based on being located in Montgomery County. If you go through that application process, and it's in addition to registering, you register as a basic vendor, and once you do put a local address in there, you're probably going to get a prompt in the system that will tell you that you may qualify for local small business or local certification, and then you would take that additional step of actually filling out the local small business application. And once you do that, you will be in the process of being certified as local small business. But getting back to the local certification, once you do have that under your belt, what that does is that we've had new legislation for the local business preference program, and it gives you an opportunity to receive additional points. These are solicitations that aren't reserved under local small business. They're just our regular IFPs and RFPs that are out there. But if we're talking about an RFP and the evaluation criteria, there will be 10 points or 10 percentage points, depending on the total of the evaluation criteria, set aside based on you being certified as a local vendor. So that's something that you definitely do not want to, just take for granted. Those 10 points could be the deciding factor as to whether or not you're awarded a contract. And it's also a leg up on someone who isn't local. It also applies to IFBs. There's a 10% discount in your price with invitation for bid, or 10% of the total percentage. So it's something that you want to look at, because it can be substantial. But with IFBs, I would add that there is a $200,000 cap on that. So we will discount it up until $200,000. And that discount is in order to see who actually wins the contract as far as having the lowest price. So those are two benefits to being local and also doing business here in Montgomery County. So I would definitely encourage those local vendors who have never done business with Montgomery County to go ahead, get registered in the database. Give me a call if you have problems getting to the local small business application, or you want to discuss other opportunities or avenues that you may want to take to be able to do business. I'm more than happy to reach out and talk to you and really see what type of opportunities may be in store for you. Are there questions at this point? I haven't really looked at the chat, but if there's any questions, please drop them in at this time, or chime in, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Okay. I see one here. Would the RFP indicate that only local businesses should apply? Yeah, if we could go back to the solicitation page, Bethany, anything that's reserved under local small business, you're going to see that right away on the solicitation page. I believe that it's going to be in red, and it will indicate that it's reserved only for local small businesses. Right here. There we go. Yeah, so that'll let you know. And I believe there's also a link in there too that will take you to the qualification page in regards to local small business, if there's any questions as to whether or not you may qualify. Okay, this is a great question here. Define local. We have locations in Carroll and Montgomery County. So in regards to having locations inside and outside of the county, that county location has to be your true principal place of business. You can't just, say for instance, if you have 2,500 square feet of office space in Carroll County, and 80% of your employees show up there, even though they may do work in Montgomery County, that does not mean that Montgomery County is your hub. The county location that you have, more than half of your employees, or more than 50% of the revenue that's generated, is going to have to be initiated out of that county location. Okay. So it is possible to have locations in and outside of the county and still qualify, but we're going to ask for documentation to support that. Initially, we're going to ask for 3 years, most recent 3 years of your federal taxes. We're also going to want to see a lease for the Montgomery County location and the location outside of the county. We're going to ask for the Maryland unemployment insurance, the quarterly filing. We're going to look at that. That's going to let us know the number of employees that you have. And we're going to want a breakdown, from you in regards to the number of folks working at a certain location in the county and the outside of the county location, in addition to the revenue that's generated, and we will make a decision. So it doesn't necessarily disqualify you as far as being certified as local, because you do have locations outside of the county, but it's one of those things where we're really going to have to look at it and get documentation to officially say that you do qualify. I hope that answers that question. Are there any more questions? I'm not really seeing any additional questions, but I don't know if Al wanted to talk a little bit about MFD, perhaps. That's the other designation we can have in addition to being local. There's also benefits to being certified as a minority business.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay.
All right, and now I would like to introduce Alvin Voss. He is the MFD Minority, Female, and Disabled-Owned Business Program Manager, and Al can give a brief overview of the program. Thank you.
Okay, how's everyone doing? Hopefully you're getting some very good information, and we look forward to you participating in our process. As it relates to the MFD program, is a very vital part of the procurement process, because it assists you as a certified minority firm in gaining access to opportunities. So my overview here is basically going to cover the purpose, the design, and the benefits of the minority business program. The purpose, again, is designed to connect you with prime contractors with respect to identified areas for which they need you as a minority business to support them. Simply saying that they are required to exercise excuse me, good faith efforts in order to do business with a certified minority firm and moving forward with the contract, because the contract cannot be executed until we have an approved minority business plan that is submitted by the prime contractor and reviewed by the minority business office. The design also is there to assist not only you in gaining access, but supporting that prime contractor in terms of what their available needs are. With that said, basically, the minority business program in Montgomery County is a program that is based on subcontracting or providing assistance in support of the contract. The other thing that I wish to regale is design, not only that is designed, but is there to provide that assistance in terms of technical, how to, and where to go as it relates to you doing business with these various vendors. So we are directly involved in terms of assisting them, as well as getting you involved and making you aware of these opportunities. These opportunities are vast, and they're varied. They're vast in terms of a prime contractor may have $1 million contract, and therefore they are required to meet a goal. So we have four areas in procurement that carries goals, and they are required to exercise good faith to either achieve that goal or exceed it. Now, if they fall below the goal, then they have options to either seek a partial waiver request or full waiver request. But the goal for our office is to get them to exceed it. possible. The beauty about this is that we're not going to restrict them in terms of what types of goods or services that they need. We don't care what they buy. We want to give them every opportunity to engage you as well as you engaging them to bring something to their table. Maybe something that they didn't think of that they may need throughout the life of the contract, because they will be consistently buying all types of goods and services in order to perform in a satisfactory manner on the contract. Speaking of goals, there are 4 areas, and these goals are subject to change from fiscal year to fiscal year. And by the way, our fiscal year runs July 1st through June 30th of each year. So for construction, our current goal, which started January 1st of this year, is 21%. 21% of the total value of the contract for the life of the contract. Then we have the category of professional services, and that goal is 19%. 19% of the total value of that contract for the life of the contract. Then we have non-professional services, which example of that is could be janitorial services, it could be lawn services and or landscape. And that goal for that is 22%. And it's 22% of the total contract value for its life. And we have goods, which is 10%. Again, we don't care what types of goods or services you buy in order to achieve that goal or exercise good faith efforts in working towards it. We want them to have an inclusiveness as it relates to doing business with minority firms by any means that they possibly see. Our office is very, very involved in terms of the compliance aspects, meaning adherence to the regulations as to the plan being approved and them reporting to us on a periodic basis. And by the way, once a plan is approved, all the subcontractors will be contacted as relates to their participation. Without going into any details, this is to calibrate to ensure the fairness of you participating and they're paying you, as well as the prime contractor is getting the service that you two have contracted to move forward on. Certification, that is very important because certification protects the integrity of the process for which you would have the ticket in order to connect with these prime contractors, because without it, you would not be able to have that end with them or that connection for them. Simply saying that you must hold one of those 5 certifications that I spoke to earlier. No other certifications are accepted because it has not been legislated as relates to it being congruent with our certification process when we had one, or more so as it relates to the regulations that identifies what a minority business is and what constitutes a minority business. Simply saying that a minority business is based on ethnicity and race. African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, Native American Indians. We included persons with disabilities and females. So those are 6 categories, and those 5 fit the mode in terms of what we recognize in terms of a minority business. So it's very simple. All you have to do is get the certification there. You don't have to go through any other process with us, with the exception of going through the process of completing the vendor registration, going through the central vendor registration system. And when you come to the online application, that will be under business classification, whereas you would provide the proof as well as identify the types of as well as identify the certification, as well as identify the certification that you hold. So with that, certification is important. Basically, we encourage you to get involved in the process because it's not only helping you okay to do business and build that relationship with that prime contractor, but it will also assist them in terms of their performance, as well as other opportunities that that prime may have in terms of doing business with you on other projects. I think that's all I wanted to basically cover. I didn't want to go into any details. However, I will be available to assist you in terms of one-on-one, and that's probably one of the major functions that our office do is work with you one-on-one in terms of orchestrating the type of steps and processes that you should take in terms of you doing business, not only with Montgomery County, but doing business with anyone that's doing business with Montgomery County. So at this point, I will take some questions, either through the chat or right here electronically. Okay, if there are no questions, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Al. And thank you, Mike. Thank you, Pam. I just wanted to give everyone an opportunity to ask any questions that you didn't have the opportunity to ask in the chat box, or you can unmute yourselves if you have any questions. We are here to listen and respond. If nobody has any questions, I'd like to give our guests, our vendors and businesses who have taken the time out of their schedule to attend today, the opportunity to introduce themselves. If you'd like to say hello, tell us your name and your company name, and just a little bit about what you hoped to learn today, and let us know if we can be any of further assistance. So whoever would like to go first. Otherwise, I'll call your name out in the chat box. Okay. How about Clint Henderson? Would you like to say hello? Janice Freeman?
This was a good program. I enjoyed it. So I'm glad to hear Pamela.
Hi, Janice. Thank you.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for attending today.
Very good.
Thank you, Janice. Would any of our other guests like to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about your company?
I would like to. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I was looking for the like Zoom, looking for unmute myself. My name is Omawale Elson, and I'm from Elson Consulting Group. We were formed back in 2004, and we offer services in communication, leadership, and organizational change. We do both training and consultation. In fact, we are located in Anne Arundel County, but I actually have a current contract in Montgomery County, with a health, mental health business, helping them to just, to have a greater foundation in their identity, and also to, broaden their business in terms of the immediate stakeholders. I was a consultant in Montgomery, for Montgomery County in the Department of Transportation back in the 90s. So I feel part of Montgomery County because I also teach at Montgomery College. but I would like to get business in Montgomery County, more business in Montgomery County. So thank you for the opportunity to talk about our business. I also like to do collaborations with any businesses in Montgomery County that, in our area as well, or if our services can also, enhance their ability to get projects, even though it is not communication, leadership, and organizational change, because, all contracts need communication.
Thank you. Thank you for introducing yourself.
Thank you very much.
Bethany, can I add one thing to his last comment? So I just wanted to let everyone know, under our formal solicitations, if you click on a particular solicitation, you will see a tab, I believe it's called Bid Holders List. And what that tab provides is it provides a listing of businesses that have downloaded a copy of that solicitation. So directly related to the comment that you just made, there may be businesses who are not interested in directly responding to a solicitation or may not have the full service capacity of a particular one, but there are certain pieces of it that they are interested in, or they believe they can add value to another business who decides to respond. And so that tab provides for you, instead of having to search through our 70,000, 80,000 vendor database, it gives you a much smaller direct listing of businesses who have shown an interest in a particular solicitation for you to be able to directly market B2B and be able to share the services that you have, that you can either partner with that particular business, subcontract it with that business, team up, or indirectly provide services that may help them be successful. Obviously, we don't know which vendors from the list are actually going to respond, or if they're going to respond, or who may win. But it just provides a much narrower list for you to be able to market B2B on any given solicitation. So I just wanted to highlight that for everyone.
Oh, thank you very much. It was very helpful.
Sure.
Okay. Does anyone else want to make a brief introduction? We have a few minutes left in our open house today.
So this is Konstantin Sofer with Intelligentum. We are a software development and analytics firm based in Montgomery County. We've been in business for about 7 years, and we're certainly trying to expand our breadth of contracts, and we're certainly looking to do business with Montgomery County. We recently got our first contract with the state of Maryland. So we're always looking for opportunities. We're bidding on LCATS 3. I don't think there was anything posted on that, and I was hoping there might be some updates on that soon. Do you know when to expect those?
Yes, I believe we have documentation that has been sent over. So staff is working on preparing those documents for the next step. So hopefully within the next week or so, we should have something.
Okay, great. And we're always looking for more opportunities. So anything that that is posted, we try to look at and apply on a regular basis. So, but thank you.
I was trying to introduce myself. Can I take the turn?
Sure.
Okay. My name is Mohammed. I'm the owner of a civil engineering. I registered with the Montgomery County vendors registration in 2017, but never got a chance to get any opportunities. So I ended up going back to employment. Now I'm back in the job market, so I'm looking for opportunities to be a sub-consultant or become a prime for smaller projects in civil engineering consulting services. So I'll keep on watching bids that are available in my profession. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello everybody. My name is Zoe Meir. My partner is on here as well, John Lewis. and our company is called TheraBlue. We provide UVC solutions for disinfection, so surface, air, water services, and we're a new company, a minority-owned company, so this is really exciting. I'm looking forward to getting involved and trying our best and play to win, like you said. But we're also interested in maybe collaborating with someone else as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to the county.
Thanks.
Does anybody else want to make an introduction? All right, well, it is 11 o'clock and I would like to thank you all for attending our January open house. I copied and pasted a link to our weekly newsletter in the chat box, so please sign up for our newsletter. We are also on Facebook and Twitter. I'll type in our information here. We're at MoCo Procure on Facebook and Twitter. So please follow us on social media. And if you have any questions or comments about today's open house, you can contact me. My name is Bethany Manimbo, and I will put my email address in the chat box. So thank you all for attending. I hope you have a wonderful day. And please join us next month for our open house. Our open houses are every third Wednesday of the month at 10 a.m. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Well done, Bethany.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.